Good morning class. Welcome to your daily current affairs on paper Hindu. So let's see with today's articles. First article is about goods exports grew 6% and imports 16.5% in entire fiscal year 2022-23. So what is this article about? Monthly exports contracted for the fourth time in 6 months with March with a 13.9% drop from or amid this faltering global demand, and the global trade deficit at 22-23 rose almost 40% from the previous fiscal year. So what is this article about? So in this entire fiscal year, it is clear that the exports grew 16.5 the exports grew 6%, whereas the imports grew 16.5%. But if you see on an average for the 6 months time span, for the past 6 months, these exports have been decreasing because of the growing or faltering global demand, because of the issues in global slowdown. So there is a economy slowdown, global slowdown. So because of which our exports have been dipped. So India's exports declined with the second successive month in March, falling for the sharp 13.9% to $38 billion, while imports dipped 7.9% to 58.11 billion. So total exports in 22-23 rose to 6.03%, which is 447.46 billion. Again, this data is not required. 6.03% is something which you need to remember, where the exports grew on an average, it has grew to 6.03%, and imports also have been increased. So again we are into trade deficit only, negative balance of trade. So our import have been increased or steeper to 16.5%. So what are the items that we have imported and what are the items that we export? So the other three, India's top 5 exports were insignificant, registered again insignificant growth. So the exports which have showcased insignificant growth in this particular fiscal year are, so they are rice up to 1.5%, chemicals 1%, drugs and pharma, whereas it has shown 0.8%. Petroleum exports now account for 21.1% of total exports, up to 16% when compared to in 2021-22. So earlier petroleum products exports used to be 16% in the previous fiscal year, whereas this particular 22-23 has shown that it is 21.6% of petroleum products exports. So engineering goods, India's mainstay in goods exports in recent years shrank by 5.1%. This is because China have almost reduced to zero for taking up or for purchasing this electronic goods from India. Okay, so that is about this article. Let's go with another one. Yes. So BBC India's foreign exchange violations under ED scanner. Enforcement Directorate have given this particular, have initiated one inquiry against this BBC. Allegation that it has done some malpractices with respect to foreign exchanges. So under Foreign Exchanges Management Act, FEMA, right? So Enforcement Directorate has initiated an inquiry into BBC India under the Foreign Exchange and Management Act, FEMA, for suspected violations. This comes after 2 months of income tax raids on BBC, and this income tax raids have started within a week of this particular documentary on our Prime Minister, which is India the Modi question. So people say that it is because of this particular program which was banned in India, and because of this particular program income tax raids have been sent to BBC. People speculate, but however if there are any kind of violations, they are again under the purview of law. So yes, that is about that article. Next. Muslims quota nixed using false assumptions, says Apex Code. So this is not direct judgment. Orally, Supreme Court has mentioned that recently what Karnataka has done was, there were Muslims category reservation which was placed in OBCs. However, that Karnataka has have removed this reservation for Muslims and divided this reservation among Lingayats and Vokkaliga castes. So now this Muslims have approached Supreme Court. Then what Supreme Court has mentioned that it regards an oral assurance. So oral assurance for Karnataka or of Karnataka government that no appointment will take place till next hearing, and next state and give state 3 days to file counter affidavit. So the Supreme Court has mentioned that you cannot further recruit anybody till the judgment has been completed. So no particular recruitments in government body till the judgment is final on reservations. So Supreme Court on Thursday orally told that the BJP ruled Karnataka that its March 27th order for scraping off, so they have scraped 4% of OBC reservation quota for Muslims. They are also, so basically what Supreme Court has told that these Muslims are more backward classes. They are in struggle between most backward classes and the other backward classes. They are in middle, so they are also liable to get these reservations, and removal or scraping up of this 4% reservation for Muslims is baseless, is fallacious. That is what Supreme Court has mentioned. So further they have asked the state government of Karnataka to file a counter affidavit on the given petition. So that is about this particular article. You can just go through, there is nothing more in that article, but important. So till the judgment is completed, that article is important only. Now, so from last month this particular issue is visible for us, where because of this pro-Khalistan people have attacked this High Commission. They have flagged down our India's flag in High Commission and created mess there. So which is again a threat to our country, not completely threat, but it is showcasing a wrong portrayal of India in foreign land. And now this High Commission is a place where embassy is there. So our Indian embassy is also there. So the protection of this embassy is in the hands of UK only. That is what Indian External Affairs Minister Mr. Jaishankar has opined. In the same regard, Mr. Modi, so our Prime Minister, raises security of High Commission with Rishi Sunak. So he is our Prime Minister's counterpart. Rishi Sunak is again hailing from India, and he is Prime Minister of your UK. So what happened here in London? So Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday held a telephonic conversation with his British counterpart, who is your Rishi Sunak, and raised the issue of security of Indian High Commission. So he asked that, so make sure that this particular issues will not be repeated. Make sure that our Indians are insured with security provision from British government. And also through the telephonic conversation itself, they have also finalized about the free trade agreement. So Mr. Modi also pressed Mr. Sunak for the return of economical offenders, so who have created all this first, and the two leaders also agreed to conclude a mutually beneficial. So they have agreed to conclude this mutually beneficial FTA between two countries, and Modi raised the issue of security of Indian diplomatic establishments in UK and called for strong action against anti-Indian elements by UK government. So that is what they have mentioned clearly. So they have mentioned that if it is antithetical to our country and it is in your land, definitely it is your responsibility too. So protect our Indian High Commission from those antithetical features or antithetical forms which is threatening our own existence in UK. That is what Prime Minister Modi has spoken to Rishi Sunak via call. Okay, next. E-invoice. So whenever you purchase something, you get an invoice, right? So this invoice is given by seller to buyer. So as a assurance that yes, you have bought this product, if there is any kind of warranty or guarantee, then you can claim through your invoice. So currently what is the update here is that e-invoice 7-day limit set for the selected firms. So businesses with turnover of 100 crores and above will have to upload their electronic invoices on the IRP. So what is IRP? Again, it is a invoice registration portal. In that they have to upload these invoices. So whatever the transactions that they are doing, these transactions invoices they have to put or place or upload in this IRP portal. So ensuring transparency, right? So for the issue of such invoice with effect from May 1st. So from 1st of May, this particular 7-day limit of uploading invoices will be coming into force. So that is what GST network has told. So to bring under the ambience, so if they are paying correct amount or correct taxation or not, especially this indirect tax GST. Fine. So currently businesses upload such invoices on IRP on the current date irrespective of the date of issue of invoice. So whenever they want, they will be uploading it. There is no time limit, but now 7-day time limit will be given to them. So in an advisory to taxpayers, GST network said that the government has decided to impose a time limit on reporting the old invoices in IRP portals for taxpayers with aggregate turnover greater than or equal to 100 crores. So to ensure that there is transparency again and to have a proper time bound uploading of this e-invoice, they have come up with this particular plan. Who? GST network. Next. So rupee trade to help cut transaction costs, says Piyush Goyal. So he is our MoKI Minister of your Commerce and Industry. So currently what they have told, so in this particular year we have seen drastic changes in terms of trade where we started trading in our own rupee. So earlier we used to depend with any other stable currency like dollar, US dollar, but however now we have started internationalizing our currency. So trade in Indian rupee. What has happened? International trade in the domestic currency will reduce transaction costs for the industry, and several countries are in discussion with the RBI on this, and the Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal said on Thursday. So Piyush Goyal has told that if we are interacting or if we are trading in our own currency, then the transaction charges will be reduced because we are trading in our own currency. So we will be giving them this rupee Vastro account, special Vastro accounts will be given, and through which trade can be done. And we also had few agreements with different countries' banks through which we can trade through our rupee only. So rupee conversions through these banks, with which this transaction cost will be greatly reduced. So which will again further reduce the cost and increase the exports or imports, trade basically. That is what Piyush Goyal has mentioned. So our exports trade transaction cost will be greatly reduced. So today we have discussed again India's exports rise by 6% in 22-23 saves Piyush Goyal, which is 447 in billion. Now, so Karnataka elections is about to come. So in that particular regard, which party will be recognized as a national party and which party will be recognized as a state party? So anything regarding politically is not required except for the eligibility criteria. So election commission will be giving, so it is a constitutional body, so definitely we need to know what is the criteria and through which act it is governing. Okay, so let's go with the gist and then we'll come up with this criteria. So yes, election commission reviews the poll performance of recognized parties after every state assembly election or general election to the Lok Sabha. So this national party status or the state party status will be reviewed after every general election or election to Lok Sabha. That is where they will be able to identify how many seats were allocated to a particular party. So every 5 years this status would be changing. So the rules for recognition of a national party are specified by the commission. So by the election commission, the rules were mentioned in para 6b. So para 6b again not required. The thing which is required is election symbols, reservation and allotment order 1968. So this particular act will be, this particular order have specified on what are the conditions or what is the eligibility status through which a particular party will be recognized as a state party or a national party. So for recognition of a state party, there are again eligibility criteria, and the major one is that a particular party will be recognized as state party if it secures 6% of valid votes polled and 2 seats in assembly polls or 1 in Lok Sabha polls. So this is the criteria, 6% of the valid votes. So whatever the total votes polled in different constituencies, 6% should be valid votes to that particular party, and 2 seats in assemblies or 1 seat in Lok Sabha polls. That is when a particular party will be recognized as a state party. So what is the benefits after recognition? So that again you need to know. The recognized political party enjoys privileges such as a reserved party symbol. So they definitely have this reserved party symbols. This is what the benefits are. Yeah, the benefits incurred for the party recognition. So what does it do? It gives reserved party symbol, free broadcast time on state-run television and radio. So broadcasting manifestos through digital means, and consultation in setting up of election dates. So consultations, when they wanted this election dates, they will be consulting this particular party too, and giving input in setting electoral rules and regulations. So if there is any kind of recommendations that needs to be given, that a party can give to election commission. So regarding your electoral rules or rules and regulations framing up, in which they find any issue, only state party can be giving it. And right now we are discussing about state party, yes. So next, which party will be recognized as national party? With that we can wind up today's session. Just a moment. Yes, here. So as I already told you, so through para 6b and your Election Symbols Reservation and Allotment Act 19 Order 1968, through which this election symbols allocation and eligibility or giving the status of national party or state party is prevalent. And right now a party becomes eligible to become a national party with these conditions. If it manages to fulfill any one of the following conditions, what are those? So if it is recognized as a state party in at least 4 states, so we have already seen a state party recognition where 6% of votes polled for that particular party, and or it should be having at least 1 Lok Sabha poll or 2 state assemblies polls, okay, votes. So right now in 4 states it should be recognized as, at least 4 states it should be recognized as state party, and if it secures 6% of the total votes polled in 4 states, so if it secures 6% of total votes polled, that means obviously in one particular state if it gets 6% of the total votes, then it becomes a state party. In the same way, if it is getting the same 6% of votes in 4 states, definitely it will be recognized as national party. So state party in that particular state level, and overall in four particular states it will become a national party. So in the Lok Sabha or assembly elections, and in addition it gets 4 of its members elected to Lok Sabha. So for a state party, 1 member elected to Lok Sabha is enough. Here it is 4 members elected for Lok Sabha, and if it wins 2% of the seats in the Lok Sabha from at least 3 states. So from at least 3 states, if it is winning 2% of Lok Sabha. So all these, any one if it satisfies, definitely it will be recognized as national party. So once it is recognized, it will have its own national party. It will have its own designated symbol which cannot be offered to some other political party. So it helps for the recognition, and even digital way of manifestos for broadcasting their manifestos in digital means will also be promoted, and any kind of recommendations or consultations will also be taken place with them. So that is about this article. Rest all political news, anything not required, only this particular things is important. And coming for the last article, just I will give you just what is this. So what is dabba trading? Dabba trading, how does it affect the economy? So what is dabba trading? Basically, if I wanted to invest in a stock market, let's say I want to buy a particular company's stocks, what I will be doing? I will be going into any applied or eligible, so notified, legalized particular application like Zerodha, I will log in into that, or Upstocks, whatever is the particular app that is acceptable by SEBI. So, in that particular third party, I will just enter my details and then I will purchase there legally. So, whatever the trading, whatever the stocks that I am purchasing or whatever the stocks that I am selling, everything will be clearly mentioned. So, transactions are legible. So, if at all SEBI needs to track any kind of transactions, how the money is being circulated, how the investor is putting his or her money, and how the investor is benefiting or losing, everything can be identified. So, it will be in a clear manner when this stock exchanges is happening through SEBI accepted portals. If these kind of transactions are happening through some other third broker where he will be mentioning these records only in books and there are no transaction taxes, transactions prices or anything, and there is nowhere in any kind of SEBI portals, in any kind of SEBI accepted portals, there is any kind of stock exchanges, I mean exchange of this sell or buy procedure. That is where that particular process is called this Dabba trading. That means that whatever the trade that you are doing, it is outside the ambient of SEBI clearly. So, let us see with the definition, let us go with the gist. So, these terminologies are important for your economy. So, whenever you are adding what is lapsing or what are the issues with Indian economy, you can also add this Dabba trading. So, whatever the circulation of money in the form of corruption it is going, at the same time through Dabba trading, whatever the stock exchange that our citizens are buying, they are not under the ambient of SEBI. So, that also you can mention. So, why this Dabba box? So, Dabba or box trading. So, Dabba in Telugu it also means Dabba means box. So, Dabba trading, how it is, why it is banned in our country, that also we will see. So, Dabba trading refers to the informal trading. So, this is not a formal trading, it is an informal trading just a moment. Yeah. Fine. It is an informal trading that takes place outside the purview of stock exchange, outside the purview of SEBI. The traders bet on stock prices movements without incurring a real transaction to take physical ownership of the particular stock as it is done in an exchange. What they will do, there will be one particular broker where he will say, so there is one example that they have mentioned, I will tell you. So, if there is one particular stock, it's if they are betting that this particular stock will go to 1000 rupees. So, investors will invest that, yes, this stock will go to 1000 rupees. So, in that particular day, if it is going for 1500, this 500 rupees will be given to that particular investor who bought that particular stock, that too all through irregularities. So, not direct purchase, but only through that particular third party brokers. So, if that particular stock exchange has, that stock has come down to 900, this 100 rupees deviation will be paid by that investor only. Now, the issues here that we can see is number one, no regularizing. So, whatever this burden of risk will be on the head of investor. So, I am not sure whether it will be increasing or decreasing. Of course, I can have certain patterns recognized, but still the risk of this stock to be failing will be more, and entirely the burden will be on the investor only. And number two, when this is not legalizing, when it is not through regular means, when it is not recognized by stock exchange SEBI, then people who are investing into this Dabba trading will be with black money. So, black money circulation or black money will be increasing as it is outside the purview of this stock exchanges. So, these two are the major threats to Indian economy growth. So, since there are no records of income or gain, this helps Dabba traders to escape taxation. So, why they do this trading? That is how your black money will be generated, right? So, they are escaping from taxation, they get their profits and they will fine. Even if they are escaping taxation, fine to certain extent, what if the particular stock has been completely fallen down that day? So, entire burden, that risk will be on the head of consumer itself or the investor itself, again causing great economical impact, especially for middle class families. So this transaction taxes will not be levied again because there is informal trading. So they would not have any payment for the commodity transactions tax or securities transaction tax on the transactions. No taxation, but they get their own income. So dabba trading is recognized as an offensive. So it is called as an offence under section 23(1) of Securities Contraction or Securities Contracts Regulation Act, SCRA, Securities Contracts Regulation Act of 1956 clearly says that this dabba trading is an offence in our country, as it can, and upon conviction they can invite. So if they violate this, they can invite imprisonment for a term of extending up to 10 years or a fine up to 25 crore or both. That is how the dabba trading impact will be there. So that is why they have clearly mentioned such kind of punishment. Okay. So same thing has been mentioned in this particular article. I have given you example as well. So yes, you can just go through this particular article. Fine. So I think that is the last article. Yes. So that is the last article. So we'll meet in another session tomorrow. Thank you for the session. Good day. I hope all the articles today are clear. If not, just go and download this particular PDF in our Telegram channel and you can clarify your doubts in the next class also. Thank you.